Hello, happiness seekers. Welcome back to the Happiness Challenge. This month, inspired by my guest Caroline Bruin, the author of Confident, is all about neuroscience and confidence. If you have joined my 7-day confidence quest that I have outlined in episode 205, amazing work. Well done. And if you didn't get the chance, that's okay. No worries. You can start at any time. But today, as we inching towards the end of the year and we're looking towards the new year, I would love us to dive into the science behind confidence. How small actions and thoughts literally rewire the brain to believe in itself and enhance our level of self belief. Let's dive in. So it's wonderful to really get so many lovely messages from you. Thank you so much for engaging with me on social media and also messaging me. Some of you said that some of the exercises were quite surprising. They help you to feel more in control. They lifted your mood instantly. Some of you actually shared that writing the note to your future self felt surprisingly emotional. And I get that because ultimately we are writing a little bit like proud letter to ourselves that hey, you are confident, look what you have achieved. And I personally really love all of the exercises that I have shared in the previous episodes because they help me to tap into my confidence, especially in times when I need to challenge my anxious negative self talk. And I give you a little bit of an example of how those exercises can be put together. So, before my book launch at the Science Museum that I was hosting back in October, the night before that, I was picking up my family from the Heathrow airport as they were coming to celebrate with me, which is fabulous. But the problem was their flight was really delayed. It was an evening flight, and of course, irony of life, it was really delayed, and we actually reached home at 3 a.m. in the morning, which is not ideal because it's a big day in terms of a book launch, lots of things to organize. I was doing a presentation, I was expecting over 80 people, and I'm already stressing. So, of course, I'm trying to go to sleep, but my brain at this point is keeping me from sleeping because I have negative self talk like a broken record going in my mind that is absolutely undermining my confidence. So I'm lying there, and my brain is, of course, saying that, well, you won't be able to do a great talk now because, hey, you haven't slept, you're not rested, you're just not able to do that. Maybe you should completely cancel. This is ridiculous. And of course, I'm getting more and more anxious. And the more anxious I get, I cannot go to sleep. But the thing that I really should be doing, I should be sleeping and resting. And this is where these exercises really are helpful. When we practice those exercises during the time that we feel actually relatively good, allows us to then really tap into them almost on autopilot when things are not great. So, first of all, I did a physiological sigh a few times. So, a quick short breaths through my nose and then a very long exhale. And that's to really stimulate my nervous system and say, okay, I'm safe, I'm calm. I then started thinking about three examples in from the past where actually I've done something difficult, I've done something challenging despite the lack of sleep. And let's be honest, plenty of those for any of us because, well, we don't sleep well every single night. And if you do, lucky you. And then I started repeating like mantra that I can handle this, I can handle this, I can handle this. And I've done that thinking about something that boosts my confidence and then repeating that affirmation for a little bit. And I have managed to fall asleep. And even though I slept only for 4 hours, I did give amazing speech. I did have an incredible celebration. I did manage to connect with people that matter to me. And I did show up confidently. Again, I did not show up confidently because I didn't have any negative self talk. I've done it because I was able to remind my brain that, hey, I can be confident. I just need to choose it. So let's break down very quickly what was happening in your brain during the confidence quest. And I think it's just fascinating to know what our brain is capable of. So here are the four things that, if you have followed the confidence quest, you are able to experience. So, number one is reward and dopamine. So, every time you completed a task, even if it was a small one, your brain released a little dopamine, which is feel good hormone. And that's the I did it signal, which very much encourages you to keep going. And confidence is actually built on that cycle. Action, reward of dopamine, our motivation increases, so we take the action again. Number two, you experience neuroplasticity. So every repetition, standing tall, reflecting, journaling, practicing that physiological sigh, created micro adjustments in your brain wiring. That your brain has a choice of something different to the known autopilot that it may be following. And this is neuroplasticity. So your brain's ability to adapt and form new connections. And confidence isn't learned overnight, it's practiced into existence. And we know that our brain is absolutely capable of that at any age. Number three is embodied cognition. So when you stood tall, you weren't just pretending that you are confident. Your body posture sent messages to your brain's emotional centers that said, I am safe, I am capable, because your body teaches our mind and brain how to feel as well. So remember that our body language is very much powerful signal to our brain and mind how to feel. And number four, final one, language and self talk. When you wrote that note to your future self, when you repeated those positive affirmations, you engage your prefrontal cortex, the part that is absolutely responsible for self reflection and planning. And that positive self talk strengthens the circuits of self trust. And by doing that repeatedly, by having multiple examples of our strengths, of things that we overcome, help us to create that memory and help us to create that sense of self trust. Okay, so now that we'll be moving from Christmas to brand new year, I really would love you to think about your New Year's resolutions, if you're setting some, in a little bit different way. And rather than having intentions of what you're lacking and what you want more of, try setting intention based on what you've already learned. So ask yourself, what did I prove to myself this year? And which moments showed me I'm stronger than I thought? And really, confidence is remembering your evidence. And every small act of courage is another data point for your brain to use to believe in you. And before we wrap up, I really invite you to do one final exercise, I promise. Take a deep breath and visualize yourself 1 year from now, calm, grounded, confident. Ask the future self, what did I keep practicing to feel this way? Write the answer very quickly, keep it somewhere visible so that you very much practice choosing confidence. So, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're walking away with not just insights, but also tools to carry into the new year. If you are still looking for some impactful presents, here is obviously the plug for my book, The Alphabet of Happiness, which is on offer in many online retailers. And you can also grab a copy from selection of bookshops, including the Science Museum one in London, which is incredible. And my book is a present for self reflectors and go getters alike who are ready to take small but powerful steps based on science towards that happier life. So Why not spread some happiness and grab the alphabet of happiness as a gift for your loved ones? Anyway, happy holidays, and here is to the bold, brain powered new year. I see you in 2026. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye.